Wow, that over there is a very nice Ford. Have you seen it?
Of course. I have been looking at it since we got here. My worry is how people manage such vehicles and where they buy genuine parts from.
I'm sure there's nowhere else apart from Schumer Auto Parts. They are the only supplier of genuine Ford and Mazda parts, which comes straight from the manufacturer. They have everything in stock for both latest and ordinary Mazda and Ford. They also stock service parts such as diesel filters, air con filters, diesel pumps, steering pumps, turbochargers, engine overhaul gaskets, suspension parts, and body parts. If they don't have parts you're looking for, they can order within 5 to 10 working days. To top it up, Schumer Auto Parts also supply Maxxis tires and CST tires.
Really? But where are they found?
They are found on Chandram Sonda Road, Cruiser Auto Workshop in Lusaka. Call on 0979 192057 and 0960 747235. Email schumerautoparts@gmail.com. Schumer Auto Parts for all your genuine vehicle parts.
The Happy World of 5FM Radio, your adult contemporary radio station in Zambia, connecting you to the newsmakers and events that make news in the global village.
Good evening. This is the 5FM main news at 18:30 with Judith Mwape. The headlines. ZDA records $58.9 million export leads at Intra-African Trade Fair 2023. "36 persons nabbed in a massive junkies crackdown operation." Tanzania President Samia Suluhu Hassan cuts short COP28 trip amid deadly floods. And now the news in detail. The Zambia Development Agency, ZDA, has posted investment leads worth $3.5 million United States dollars, while exhibitors recorded export leads worth over $58.9 million at the Intra-African Trade Fair 2023 that was held in Cairo, Egypt from 9th to 15th November 2023. The agency upscaled Zambia's participation at the third Intra-African Trade Fair, moving from 5 companies in 2018 to 25 companies in 2023. Key interests in Zambian products were registered from various African countries, including Kenya, Ghana, Egypt, Botswana, Uganda, Malawi, Senegal, Zimbabwe, Togo, Rwanda, South Africa, and 9 African countries, including the USA and Russia. Products of interest largely included processed and refined foods such as sugar, various teas, kombucha, non-alcoholic beverages, porridge, and peanut butter. In addition, there was investor interest with regards to investment opportunities in the multi-facility economic zones and the country as a whole. ZDA Director General Albert Halwamba noted that Africa should trade and invest more with each other if jobs and wealth are to be retained. Mr. Halwamba said the ultimate goal for Zambia on the 2023 trade fair was to establish a foothold in the continental market and showcase Zambia's products and services to the rest of Africa and other international participants. Zambia participated in the 3rd edition of the Intra-African Trade Fair, which took place in Cairo, Egypt from 9th to 15th November 2023 under the theme Connecting African Markets. This is contained in a statement issued by Kwali Mfuni, the head of communications and public relations at Zambia Development Agency. 36 persons have been apprehended during a massive junkies crackdown operation. According to Police Public Relations Officer Ray Hamonga, the operation was conducted between yesterday, Sunday, and the early hours of today. Mr. Hamonga says the operation, conducted by Kanyama Police Station together with Crime Prevention Unit and the Zambia Police Reserve officers, targeted Kanyama's notorious Central Street, Makeni Villa Shalom, Garden Park, Kanono, Mbasela, John Lang, Chipolopolo, and Makaveli areas. Mr. Hamonga says after intensive screening, 3 suspects were found with psychotropic substances, 2 were found in possession of offensive weapons, while 1 has been charged for assault occasioning actual bodily harm. He said 3 have been charged for conduct likely to cause breach of peace, and 27 for idle and disorderly, contrary to the Penal Code Act, Chapter 87 of the laws of Zambia. He said all the 36 suspects, whose ages range between 17 and 40, are detained in police custody pending further screening.
A total number of 36 persons were apprehended, and after intensive screening, 3 suspects were found with psychotropic substances, 2 were found in possession of offensive weapons, 1 has been charged for assault occasioning actual bodily harm, 3 have been charged for conduct likely to cause a breach of peace, and 27 for idle and disorderly contrary to Section 178 of the Penal Code Act, Chapter 87 of the laws of Zambia. All 36 suspects, whose ages range between 17 and 40, are detained in police custody pending further screening.
Meanwhile, police in Chawama have apprehended and detained a 32-year-old man identified as Kaswil Sichibanga for the offense of attempted murder involving his former wife. This followed after Eric Mwambemba, aged 35, of Makeni Villa, reported that Mwaka Kalilakwenda, aged 26, of Makeni Villa, was seriously injured by her former husband, Mr. Sichibanga. Police Public Relations Officer Ray Hamonga, who has confirmed the development, says the victim sustained several deep cuts on both hands and a deep cut on her left side of the face. Mr. Hamonga says the incident occurred in the early hours of Sunday, around 6 hours.
Mwaka Kalilakwenda, age 26, of Makeni Villa, was seriously injured by her former husband, Sichibanga. The victim sustained several deep cuts on both hands and a deep cut on the left side of the face. The incident occurred in the early hours of Sunday, 3rd December 2023, around 06 hours. Brief facts of the matter are that the victim was on her way going for work in the Makeni area where she works as a maid when she met her former husband, who was coming from the opposite direction, and stopped her. He told her that she is a prostitute and that's the reason she left her marriage without giving her chance to speak. She only saw the suspect removing a machete from his bag and eventually attacked her by chopping her with a machete. The victim is admitted in investigating hospital.
Green Economy and Environment Minister Collins Nzovu has held a bilateral meeting with the Germany climate change envoy Jennifer Morgan on the sidelines of COP28. Ms. Jennifer and her country played a very important role in helping the African group of negotiators in getting the loss and damage case on the table. Mr. Nzovu says COP28 delivered a historic agreement to operationalize the fund, which he said will assist developing countries that are particularly vulnerable to the adverse effects of climate change, known in the negotiations as loss and damage. He recalls that the fund was first agreed upon during COP27, held in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, and became operational following the agreement reached by parties during 5 transitional committee meetings at the beginning of COP28. Mr. Nzovu says this is a great achievement for African group of negotiators. In other stories trending this evening, 10 people have survived a serious road traffic accident involving 6 motor vehicles and passengers, which occurred along Chirundu Kafue Road in Kapilingozi Hills. Opposition Citizens First Party leader Harry Kalaba has bemoaned the manner in which the government has so far handled the case regarding the 30 miners trapped recently after the pits collapsed on them at the Chingola Corp A Sensele open pit mine. Up next, the business news.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
Access Bank Zambia Managing Director Lishala Stumbeko has called for strengthened collaboration in the health sector between government and the corporate sector to address challenges of essential medicines supply chain. Mr. Stumbeko said while the responsibility of spearheading healthcare services rests upon government through the Ministry of Health, collaboration is a powerful tool for economic achievement and attainment of universal health coverage. He said this over the weekend during the Pharmaceutical Society of Zambia annual gala dinner held under the theme Healthcare and Corporate Collaboration for a Healthy and Prosperous Zambia. Mr. Stumbeko says the undeniable link between health and economic expansion cannot be underestimated because health stands as a key determinant of productivity and return on labor input. He commended the Pharmaceutical Society of Zambia for their active engagement and partnership in the medicines supply chain and delivery of pharmaceuticals.
One of the pivotal components in healthcare and universal health coverage is ensuring a consistent supply of quality essential medicine. In this regard, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure that reliably informed of the active engagement by the Pharmaceutical Society of Zambia, of the government of Zambia through the Ministry of Health. This has forged a crucial partnership in the medicine supply chain and delivery of pharmaceutical care. Ladies and gentlemen, we have seen reports of challenges in the essential medicine supply chain. I believe that current efforts to address this began to urge all players to apply themselves collaboratively and proactively for us to continue to improve delivery of pharmaceuticals.
5FM Radio Business News. We mean business. Keep you current in commerce, trade, and industry, local and global. It's our business to keep you informed about business.
And now in foreign news, we'll take you to Tanzania, where President Samia Suluhu Hassan is cutting short her attendance at the COP28 climate summit amid deadly floods and landslides back home. At least 50 people in the northern Hannan region died after disaster struck over the weekend, the leader's spokesperson said. Zuhura Yunus said President Samia will return to Tanzania as soon as possible to deal with the situation. Around 5,600 people have been affected, Ms. Yunus said, citing local reporters. Here's Wanda from the BBC.
The Emirati president of the UN's COP said he's surprised by constant attempts to undermine his work after a leaked video showed him casting doubt on the science behind global warming. Sultan Al-Jaber said everything his presidency had been working on was focused on the science. In her first interview since abandoning Hong Kong, the democracy activist Agnes Chow has told Japanese media she's planning to apply for asylum in Canada. The authorities in Hong Kong had allowed her to travel to Toronto to study, despite her being on police bail. The US Supreme Court is hearing a challenge by the Biden administration to the legality of a deal which would see Purdue Pharma pay $6 billion to settle lawsuits over its role in America's opioid epidemic. Purdue, owned by the Sackler family, is being sued over its misleading marketing of the powerful pain medication OxyContin. At issue is whether US bankruptcy law allows Purdue's restructuring to include legal protections for Sackler family members.
And finally, in sports news, Manchester City were on the end of a very, very bad decision from referee Simon Hooper, but have not been doing their job properly, says Bernardo Silva. Hooper has been criticised, particularly by Erling Haaland, after pulling playback for a foul as Jack Grealish ran through late on against Tottenham. It was an opportunity for Pep Guardiola's side to potentially clinch 3 vital points in the title race, but in the end they had to settle for a dramatic 3-3 draw. City now find themselves third in the table, 3 points off top spot after their third league draw in a row and another match where they struggled to see out a result. And now the weather report brought to you by Classic On.
Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
Northwestern, Luapula, and northern provinces, including the northern parts of Mochinga province, are partly cloudy, slightly windy, and warm to mild, with the weather report.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa.
Class Econ Roofing, plot 17100 off Katanga Road, 150 meters from Mumbwa Road, Chinika Industrial Area, Lusaka. Class Econ Roofing. Class plus economy.
Class Econ. Class Econ Roofing Africa. Class Econ.
And that item brings us to the end of the news this evening. But before we go, a recap of the top stories. ZDA records $58.9 export leads at Intra-African Trade Fair 2023. "36 persons nabbed in a massive junkies crackdown operation." Tanzania President Samia Suluhu Hassan cuts short COP28 trip amid deadly floods. For more news, follow us on Facebook, 5FM Radio Zambia. On behalf of the entire news crew and the technical department, thank you for listening to the Happy Board of 5FM. Stay safe and stay tuned to 5FM Radio. I'm Judith Mwabem. Good evening.